right, all right. Let's do this. Trying for the third time already. I think we got it. All right. Yes. Trying a new track there. Hunting Grounds, Carl Casey. And is YouTube sending out notifications tonight? I don't know. We'll see who drops in. Just need one. And if not, then peep it on the rebound. Here we go. Yeah, I was trying to go live a few minutes ago and had some audio issues, and which were minor. Figured it out. Tried again, and what happened? Something happened the second time, and then this third time we're just going. Yeah, I went live earlier today and had an interesting thing happen at the shop where I had to kind of cut the live. We're almost like a half hour in, and hmm, had some action outside. Checked the Citizens app. Heard it was a dude with a pew pew out there, and I heard that some pew pews went off. And yeah, we went live, cut the live, went live with the phone. Seen the scene out there. Some of you jumped back on, possibly. Yeah, some of you did jump back on. I seen that. And yeah, so I know block is getting hot. That's always not good. Yeah, those types of situations always get me a little on edge. And yeah, hopefully we have a good day tomorrow with none of that type of activity. But, it is Los Angeles and it's known for that. So, yeah, actually, since I've been out here, there's been quite a bit that I've seen and heard, and it's wild as ever, in my opinion. Some feel that things have calmed down, but a lot of people compare it to the wild 90s. And yeah, those times were crazy as heck that I could remember. And a lot of people didn't make it. But here we are, 2025. And yes, still wild. Here in the Wild West. And I want to make sure I have my phone near me. See if we could jump on the live also. Yeah, so trip out almost 5.5 minutes in, and no one's in here. Usually you'd get a person or so. I know it's late, but I do have my owls out there, so I know they're around surfing the YouTube waves at all hours. And so this makes me think that maybe notifications aren't being sent out. And I've been kind of testing the waters, people mention it. Ooh, lost a sub there. It's funny how that happens too. You check on things and how things fluctuate up and down. And we'll keep it rolling. We'll see how long this goes for. And let me know out there if anyone else encounters this type of activity on their channels. I hear it from the bigger channels for sure, but and I know, yeah, the smaller ones I do, but I'm talking about as far as going live. Do you do your people get notified? Do you feel like your people get notified right away? Do you get uh new viewers? You know, that's something I notice is that yeah, there's not too many new viewers. You'll get a few here and there, but I want to say back in the day, it seemed like a lot more people were checking out a lot of different types of streams. I don't know if people really do that here on YouTube much anymore. I know on other platforms they do. And there's Brian. Boom. Thank goodness we are live. Welcome, Brian. Good to see you here. I seen you earlier. Was it on Texas chat? Were you hanging out over there? Welcome, welcome. Hope you're well. Yeah, I was just talking about how we're just about 8 minutes in, and you're the first guest tonight. So, cheers to you. I put up the little uh what is it, the gold medal emoji if I were able to. Let's see. Maybe I might. But yeah, tonight we're gonna we always dive into a rabbit hole. Yeah, man. Yeah, I've seen you around, Brian, for sure. But were you where were you tonight? I think I seen you comment if it was you. I think it might have been over on Texas chat or another, or it could have been. Were you over at Hellbent Hollers live stream tonight? You hope it picks up. All right. Not sure what we're talking about there, but I hope it picks up also. But yeah, no, I thought I seen you comment and you commented something. If I think about it, I could probably remember what you commented if it was you, and it was all in caps. And I was like, oh, there's Brian there, and that was tonight. Yep, you dropped into the porch for a bit. I seen that, and yeah, I think what were we discussing at that point? I jumped in late. It was about an hour in already when I had jumped on. Oh yeah, it was CD Squatchers, and it was cool to see her. I had never seen her before. I always see her in chats. And I never knew it was a woman either. And we've said hello throughout. Yeah, it's been I want to say several years that I've seen her around. And she was on with Tex tonight, and they were talking when I jumped in the CWD, which is an interesting topic that not too many have talked about. Politis, David Politis, had mentioned it. It's funny that we're mentioning him now because tonight I was gonna share a little rabbit hole I got into earlier through another YouTube channel, but yeah, the CWD, and I had asked, which I thought was a pretty good question about the CWD and possibly the not deer. There's the not deer out there. They also call it spicy deer, I've heard, and yeah, so it's like I guess they consider it a cryptid type thing because it's an animal, but it's like yeah, it's usually a deer, and something will be wrong with it. Like I've seen even videos, and who knows? Yeah, it looked pretty real, but yeah, it was this deer had his neck twisted, and he like jumps out of the bush, and like I believe startles the camera guys, and it was a heavy one. It was, and they say that was a not deer, and yeah, so the CWD makes the deer sick and will, I guess, cause deformities and stuff like that. And so I'm wondering if that would have something to do with one another, something to talk about. Yeah, it was about mad cow, how it develops through feed, contaminated with sheep's brains. Yes, I seen that in the comments. Ooh, we got Steve Lobo in the house. Salute to Steve, always showing much love and much love back. And it's not through chat. Get to hear it straight from my voice, brother. Good to see you tonight. Glad you dropped in. We're just kind of touching on today's activities. I'm glad people are slowly trickling in. We're about 12 minutes in. Brian didn't jump in about the 8 minute mark. So yeah, yeah, it makes me wonder like where are all the other subscribers? Are they non-existent? Are they not getting the notification? Hey, it's picking up. We got folks dropping in, says Brian. Aha. And we're just gonna kind of flow down a rabbit hole here in a bit. Just kind of filling things out. See if there's any other topics I wanted to touch on. Yeah, today we had a weird situation at the shop. Some sounded like some crime going on outside down the block. I talked about that in the beginning of the live here, and yeah, just some inner city BS, and yeah, I pray for the world. We need it. Chiro sounds in the house. How that sound? Throwing up a hand, purple, blue piece, face, fuchsia poop, shape, Dorothy. Hi. Yeah, did you see that live earlier, Chi? We're at the shop. I kind of had to cut it. Had people running outside, pew pewing going on outside. Sheriff's pulling up. What's up, Diesel? Salute to you, sir. Yeah, it's getting active out there. And hopefully, usually when stuff like that starts to happen, it'll attract more activity like that. And yeah, just fingers crossed. Things have been pretty flowing pretty good out there. And yeah, the last thing you need is for the area to heat up and have all types of negative stuff going on. Perhaps Eastern countries, CP's town, like myself, are some of the best subs. Haha. Perhaps you're only getting Twitch notifications, no YouTube notification. Oh, right on Twitch. Yeah, we are live on Twitch also. That's weird. Yeah, I think YouTube's really, I don't know, their algorithms probably, I don't know how they do it, but and Diesel knows he's one of the, you know, channels I was talking about. The bigger channels have been complaining also about their situation, and yeah, the smaller channels as well. And not to say that you're a small channel, Diesel, but to me you're one of the big ones. Uh yeah. Do they hold us back? Who knows? Trekking 2024. Welcome. Buenas noches. Yep. I just put out a video a few minutes ago. Probably get like 100 likes if that. You deserve yeah, the 100 plus more. And yeah, I didn't let's see. Where's my phone? Right here. Wonder if I got a diesel notification. We don't we're gonna check on that. Oh yeah, right here. 11 minutes ago. Yeah, we got it. I was already live. So yeah, I got that right here. Don't be fooled. Yeah, I love your thumbnails, Diesel. Uh Definitely original. Like no one has that style. Plus you're putting in real pictures of your stuff. So yeah, super cool. I love it. And I think yeah, they pop a lot too with the extra little stuff on there. I need help with my thumbnails. They're fun making them, but what's up, girl? Hope you're feeling better, bud. Yeah, yeah, no problem. Gonna lurk a bit. It's all good. Yeah, I say people take naps here in the chat also. That's not a problem. Yeah, it seems like some more like lawsuits and stuff are coming up with having to do with the fires. I just seen someone on the news, I guess, had gotten some footage of some power lines possibly sparking up, and they're saying that might have been part of the cause. There's another one that I seen several days back where it was a tower that was starting to catch. You could see when it first started catching fire, and it was footage from some residents nearby there, and they were thinking that was so who knows where the cause is, but yeah, interesting piece of footage. And yeah, I hear lawsuits and stuff are going on now, and yeah, people still focusing on those anomalies, and we're gonna check out some other anomalies tonight. Let's see. So tonight's rabbit hole, I like to share. I watch a lot of YouTube channels and stuff, and sometimes uh I'll get stuck, like, oh, would be good to watch, and kind of got to think about it sometimes. But for the most part, there's a pretty good flow of stuff. I flow through different topics, and I'm sure as all of you do. But tonight was what's the guys? You guys know these guys probably. They're pretty big. They're a big channel for sure, and they do paranormal stuff. And I've been checking their stuff out lately, and they do some pretty far out stuff. They do a lot of boots on the ground stuff. They do different topics as well. Uh, what is their channel? No, it's not popping up. Let's see. But it's what is it? Paranormal. We'll check on the phone here. It's funny, and I thought that was the first thing I loaded up here. The Paranormal Files. Anyone follow that channel? What's up, Wild Man? Oh, that's how Wild Man handles strange people. Sharing a link there. Cool, cool. Kaiju Ninja in the house. Yeah, I've been going through some of the audio slowly and surely, and very, very interesting. Um, yeah, hopefully I could send you some more audio stuff. Uh, Definitely got a good ear. And speaking of the haunted forest, I was also seeing another newsreel where they were talking about the Altadena. That's where the Eaton fire was. There's this old cemetery up there from like the 1800s, and it was pretty much it survived the fire. Um, and they interviewed the guy. There's a guy that lives on the grounds, and he was talking about that. Yeah, they were fighting it and everything, and eventually they had to leave. But yeah, they moved some of the. They had uh, bodies there. They had to move, and then the some of the chemicals they use and stuff. They had to put that away in a special place and all this. But it was interesting that it didn't affect it there. Um, so yeah, Paranormal Files tonight. They had a whole thing on the smiley face killers. You guys know that case, right? Or cases. And yeah, I've known about that whole situation for quite a while, and I thought it was pretty cool that they brought it up. Like I said, they've done touched on other. They've done Bigfoot stuff too. Very different from how we do it, but whatever. You know, everyone has their style and the way they do things, and yeah, they're whatever. They're rocking it. You know, looks like they got the funding to do all this stuff, and yeah, good for them. Salute. And so yeah, they went on the smiley face killers, and like I said, they go to location too. So they were up in some of the locations where some of these victims were found, and Sav hears they're zipping by sounds by these interdimensional fairies. Hmm. Sav, you wanna elaborate on that? Trying to make sense. It's lava tubes. Who was that? Let's see. Russell. What's up, Russell? So smiley face killers. Who anyone ever going on it? Uh really short. There was quite a bit of cases of young guys being what seemed like abducted. They would go missing from like bars and then somehow end up in rivers or bodies of water mysteriously. And yeah, they would usually, I guess, say they would drown, but there was anomalies like no water in the lungs and just really no trace of any suspects. And yeah, no worries. Yeah, break it down. Break it down. See, break it. Just don't break the needle. Uh, yeah. So there's a lot of these cases going around. A lot of them near big universities and stuff like that. These college towns, and in certain states as well. They were focused on. But I've heard of it happening in other places also, just not in these clusters. And these particular states had these clusters going on, and yeah, very very weird. And so the guys went in pretty good on the whole thing. I think it might have been a few hours, the video they were premiering today. And so I was all up in the chat chopping it up. And so the David Politis comes up with all this also because he, I guess, wrote a book on it and made it part of his Missing 411 series, which has me questioning stuff now, especially after watching Paranormal Files. Uh, so, according to David, it's more of a maybe like some paranormal, whatever the 411 phenomenon is, which could be various things, I think, and yeah. So the guys, it seems mostly guys, and they all kind of have a certain, uh, they're a lot of them are well educated, uh, physically fit, um, yeah, just all these things that seem to all line up with these victims, and yeah, it makes you wonder what the heck is going on. And when I first got, you know, notified of what was going on, yeah, I heard that supposedly there was these smiley faces that were being found near the sites, and yeah, so it was like, okay, well, is that a thing? But when you look into it, I guess there's certain cases that had the smiley faces and others that didn't. And so makes you wonder, so is it all related, or were the smiley faces just like an anomaly that just happened to pop up on its own, or was it something really behind it? Yeah, Steve Wolf, a lot of them are according to the 411 phenomenon. Yeah, he has the whole German thing, and I've touched on that, thinking that there could be the special Germans, could be taking those types of people, maybe for whatever, maybe some projects or something like that. Who knows? Because it makes you wonder who would need Germans, like that are well educated. A lot of them are what scientists and have degrees and things. But yeah, no. So I think these water cases are slightly different than those types of cases. Which for David, I guess he puts it under his umbrella. But yeah. So paranormal files going in on what they did, it pointed more to maybe something more human related, which yeah, I think so as well, especially if there's those smiley faces involved. Could be some sort of, who knows, a group. People talked about a cult, possibly. Um, yeah, who knows? But yeah. So I wonder about David's book. I didn't read that particular book. I've gotten a couple other of the 411. Oh, no, the Bigfoot books, and I did get a 411 or two. So I have read some of those, but this particular one, the sobering coincidence one, I have not read, and I'm not sure if anyone out there has. And if someone has, I'd be interested in what you thought about it. And if you don't know, of course, Dave doesn't recommend you getting it off Amazon, but here we are pulling it up. Uh, that's the book we're talking about there. So I haven't checked this one out. And so, yeah, I'm questioning whether it's more of a paranormal thing or human related. Um, there's one particular case where the guy wasn't found, but the dude went missing out of a bar, like many of these guys. And there was like CCTV, like surveillance of him going in to the bar. This one's pretty famous. I know Steve Stockton has touched on this one, and that's the case of Brian Schaefer. I believe it was the Ugly Tuna Saloona where he was had gone missing from, and yeah, there's footage of him going in, and I believe he exited for a bit, and I don't know if he came back, if that's how it went down, and he was talking to some young ladies outside, and then that was it. There was no other footage of him leaving the place, and whoa, there went my camera. I got it activated on AI, so any wild movement, it's following it. Following me now. All right. And then Sav here get Dave Pilates books from his Can I Missing website. Yeah, as he always says that, because you don't want to get ripped off. And so yeah, so is this one of those cases as well? He was well educated, kind of fit all that profile. What happened to Brian? It's weird, and I think there's been other cases like that where there's been CCTV footage or surveillance footage, and the people just like somehow disappear or something happens, and the cameras don't pick it up. Was that footage altered somehow? You know were people in the bar in on it? All these questions come up. There's also been it's funny, I just seen a clip yesterday, and they were talking about the Shanghai tunnels, is it? Is that in Portland, Oregon? Somewhere in Oregon, where the bars have the trap floors and stuff like that. And anyone ever hear of that? And I'm sure they're in other places too, but I know the Oregon ones are famous. And I think you could even take tours of like some of the underground. There's like underground tunnels, and it makes me question the Shanghai theory. Because anytime I hear underground tunnels and stuff like that, I think old world. Um, yeah, did something like that happen? Were there some ETs that were, who knows, have that cloaking ability and take them out of there somehow? Makes you wonder. Yeah, there's cases also that I've heard Dave report and others of people being found mysteriously in areas, and usually in water. The water is a thing, and I do believe it is a thing because yeah, water. If you get into the things about water, it's interesting. Uh, even portals come up. Different things about water. Um, so something definitely there with that. But yeah, people will be found in strange places inside of water somehow. Some are like weird septic tanks. I've heard some cases. Others are like it'll be restricted areas, like some sort of water plant, and it'll be like gated, secured, and somehow these people are found like inside a tank of water of some sort. And of course the even Sav and I were just chopping up the Lisa Lamb case the other night on a chat, and yeah, the bar vanishings are very disturbing. Those type of disappearances are extremely concerning. Portals, entities snatching people from inside buildings. Sovereign. Um, yeah, was it the Lisa Lamb? And people have gone in hard on that one too when all that was popping off. I remember my niece told me about it when that was happening, and I was like, "Whoa!" I wasn't even really into all. I mean, I've always been into all this stuff, but not as much as I am now. And that case really got me back into like, "Ooh, yeah, what's going on here?" And of course, I was over at the Hotel Cecil, and not sure if who else. I know Sovereign obviously knows about that one, but anyone else remember that Lisa Lamb case? And she was found in a tank of water on the top of the Hotel Cecil, downtown LA. And she was also caught on CCTV and acting mysteriously, kind of. She was inside an elevator, but she was peeking out, looking down the hallway like someone was after her. Some people were saying, theorizing she was playing this elevator game that came up. All types of different theories, but the Cecil is known to be a very haunted and a lot of paranormal and crimes and crime related stuff uh, behind the Cecil. So some people even think that the Cecil could be a portal itself. Also, theories of some sort of building across from the Cecil having to do with some sort of cloaking tech that came up as well. Interesting stuff. There's actually also a dude who lived in a building across from the Cecil who was live streaming stuff. He was live streaming the Cecil and was getting actually quite a bit of following there when he would do that. And he kind of slowed down with that, but there was some strange stuff that had happened during some of his lives and stuff along the lines of paranormal. And I forget that channel, but I am subscribed. Haven't seen any posts from him lately, but I know he's still out that way. Sometimes he'll jump on and just be gaming and stuff, but yeah, he does these live streams of the Cecil. So interesting. Mr. Big Red Dog, what's up? So any theories on the Lisa case? I know Sovereign definitely has his. Yep, he did cover that. And some people think that it was just, she just got up there. It was supposedly a secure door to get up to the elevator. She somehow made it through that and made her way up to the tank, which was really difficult. They say even the firefighters had, uh, I think, needed a ladder to get up into the tanks. So very odd. And yeah, could it be one of these types of water cases? And we have gone to the Cecil several times, live streaming, and yeah, we'll have to go check it out again. I heard it's back up for sale. It was for sale a couple times, I think, in the past, and then they made it like low income housing, and so definitely some strange characters still in and around that building there. Trekking says one vid I seen had a large craft about 100 miles long past the moon. Looked serious. Oh yeah, yeah. Well, I gotten some footage of full moon. What was it? The strawberry full moon, and I had some, and I was live streaming too. A weird, like looked like a craft of some sort go by. Pretty big. I mean, could have been a satellite. Uh, I don't know, floating through it, and it looked like one to me. So I would not doubt that. And we got other people in the chat here who also have. We were showing over on Midwest Night Watchers some of our clips, our videos, and yeah, they show one where it's like a massive, what looks like a massive craft. So yeah, there was another case at a SoCal, at a Southern California, also that kind of matched possibly this um, these drowning type cases, and I forget it. I did go and look some up, and there was actually quite a few that were water like related type cases, but I couldn't find the one I was exactly looking for. But yeah, the Lisa Lamb, definitely a strange one there. And for those that don't have an idea about the smiley face, uh, smiley faces were talking about. I think these might be actual pictures from some of the cases. I'm not sure, but I think that's what that said on the IG here. I was looking some things up, and IG actually had this. So yeah, possibly she did seem out of it for sure. And downtown, I'm sure most downtowns do, but downtown you get a lot of people like that. Even around the shop, you get a lot of people where you could tell, and they could be using certain things or just they call it mental illness. Uh, but these people, a lot of people seem possessed. And even people, you don't have to be completely out of your mind either to be possessed. I think there's people operating on many different levels, but yeah, a lot of these people, when I see them, you could tell they're not there. And could that be something else? I think so in many cases, for sure. Yes, sir, Mr. Wolf. It's wild, huh? And I was mentioning an IG page called Street People of Los Angeles, and just a warning if you go over there because they show a lot of raw stuff. Um, yeah, there was a gnarly one that happened, and maybe we'll go in on that because we'll touch on it really quick right now. But it was a case, and Wildman might remember this one. I think we talked about it also. Wildman, the guy, someone had gotten hit by a train out here in SoCal, and this guy found found the person, and and I guess I don't know if the person was made into pieces somehow because of that. And this guy came back with a full on leg and was chomping, and it was just unreal. It's caught on video, and so what? Yeah, what is that? Like, I don't think that's normal human behavior. And wild man here. Let's see. I don't know if you're commenting on what I'm talking about, but yeah. Yeah. There was interesting, you mentioned that substance. There was an interesting documentary that I'll hopefully share tonight on the posts. And it was about that substance, and it has to do with the uh LA coroner's office, or which is now the LA medical examiner. Um and I believe they're interviewing one of the old coroners there, and he's talking, and they're making the relation of, like, yeah, entities and that substance, and just him being the coroner and seeing, that side of things. It was pretty fascinating, pretty trippy. I got to rewatch it. It's a pretty old one too. It's an old YouTube, and yeah, I got to check that out. And I'm sure you'd enjoy that. Wild man. Yep. Yeah, you remember that yep. Oh, it was no, there was one out here too. Uh so I don't know that you're saying Central Cali. No, I'm not sure about that one, but I know there was one here locally, and it went down the same way, and I thought it was the same one we were talking about, cuz I thought we talked about this. But I'll find that, and that's over on IG. I didn't see much of that over here. IG tends to have some raw stuff over there too. I don't know, that went south. It's all right. We touched on the book. So David, before uh, Politis wrote the book on 411 sobering coincidence, he also mentions that he got I don't know if you'd say the idea or the concept of the thing uh through a couple detectives, I believe, that were out of New York, uh, by the names of Duarte, last name Duarte, cool last name, and Gannon, Kevin Gannon. And they were the ones who I think were kind of putting the smiley face situation, and putting together the cases that they were noticing there were the anomalies of, like, no water in the lungs, this and that. So they kind of put that all together, and they even wrote a book. And this is not it. This is another book that I found on. This one's the case of the drowning men. I'm not sure. Let's see. You'll probably read the author there. But Kevin Gannon and the Duarte book, I forget the name, and it'd probably be a good one to get, because you're getting it straight from the detectives there. And they only got so far with it. They weren't able to make any major breaks or arrests, and that was that. So it seems like, I don't know, they hit these dead ends on these cases. A lot of times they won't uh acknowledge even that there's a problem going on. And I think to me, it seems pretty obvious. I mean, you get five people being found in the same river in the same area or whatever the count may be. I think in some areas it might have even been more. And it makes you think that, like, all right, is it, are people in on this? Like, it seems like uh, law enforcement only gets so far. People, a lot of the towns don't even know what's happened. After time, people forget about it. And then, of course, so this has been going on since I guess like early 90s, about, or late 90s, and it had died down. And then I remember it comes in waves, the smiley face. I've seen several waves of it come through, where people get into it and then it'll kind of phase out. No problem, Steve Wolf. Have a good night, man. So it seems like over on the TikTok, people are back on it. So the smiley face killers conspiracy theory died down, then came TikTok. Yeah, so I don't know what's going on over there with this case, but seems like a lot happening over on that platform, even though it just came back. Um, there's quite a bit of content over there. Even they say it's a spy tool, short format, all this stuff. And yeah, I get it, but man, let me tell you, you can find some interesting stuff over there. And whenever I can, I'll bring it over. But yeah, I'll have to go check this out myself and see what's happening. But like I said, the paranormal files, their investigation, they do they use a paranormal investigative methods with their cases as well, which is super cool to see. And you almost feels like you're participating. Got to be careful. Don't forget to smudge yourself after watching YouTube. What's chat chopping it up about? Let's see. So yeah, I was just checking things out again, things that I remember about the smiley face situation. And there was a little map that I found, which kind of showed a few of the states where the clusters are. And let's see. Here we go. There's a little map there, and it probably needs to be updated. Who knows? Who knows when this one was posted online? You can see the states there that are marked, and there is some water near some of them. And I think that there's more than these. Like I said, this probably needs to be updated, just like Politis's map of the missing clusters gives you an idea. But it's also been noticed that it's happening in other countries, possibly, and one of them being the UK. And in the UK, they have this um, these cases where young men also are being found in these canals. I think around Manchester, and they call it the Manchester Pusher. 'Cause they think someone's pushing these people in, but again, I guess they're finding the anomalies, the same anomalies as in the smiley face cases. and I have not heard of any smiley faces being found in the pusher cases, but um, there is a profile. Is usually young men as well, and pretty much the same thing. You know, a lot of them educated, and you know, uh, I guess they say some of them were also gay in the UK cases. A lot of them happen to be gay, so I don't know if they were being taken from gay clubs or bars. Um, what else was a matching thing that I could remember? But yeah, the pusher, and so it makes you wonder. So if that's happening out there and it's happening here, ooh, is there some sort of connection? And here's a little thing on that Manchester pusher. And I think there might be some of the couple cases where they also have the footage, CCTV footage of some of the victims. I think I remember one was leaving, and I think that was about it. Some of the last um, footage of them being alive, and then later they're found in those situations. So, along with this UK series of these cases, there was a few that also popped up. I guess in Spain, was it Portugal, and I forget what other European country. So, and it wasn't happening at this magnitude. I think the Manchester. I forget how many. Let's see if it says here how many cases, but the Manchester situation seems to be or was. I'm not sure if there's been more cases since, but I think there was quite a bit of those cases out there as compared to the other neighboring countries. I think it's just a few, maybe one or two here and there. So no major clusters. And yeah, so it makes me think, when was the last time, has anyone heard any cases recently? And one came to mind that was last year, and it happened here in the States. And I remember when I first heard on the news that what had happened, this uh, phenomenon, I guess if you want to call it, came to mind. And I was like, oh man, I think I had even posted, I shared the newsreel and said something like, I pray this ain't a 411 type case. And I was calling it a 411 case at the time because I was still more on the like, maybe it's a strange thing going on with these guys. But now I'm thinking it maybe isn't so paranormal, but I'm not sure. Like I said, I'm keeping myself open to that idea as well. But let's see, there was this case here, and I'm sure a lot of you heard it because it made national news, and it was the Riley Strain case. Yeah, Richard. All right. Yeah, well, why don't you be my co-host? So yeah, and I guess this case did make it to that uh profile, these types of cases. So yeah, that was a sad one. I kept my eyes on it, and yeah, I remember when they announced that they found him, and the way they found him, I was like, ooh, not good. And so they are found with high levels of alcohol, and another thing is that in some of the cases they were finding levels of GHB, which is known to be a date rape. substance. Ooh, I said date grape. And but I've heard also that the body produces that in small levels, but I guess in the cases where they did find it, it was in pretty high levels, which would make you very disoriented. Um and yeah, how are they getting this stuff in their body if it's not being produced by their own body? What's up, Duke? And yeah, I guess they don't always test for that stuff. I guess you specifically have to have a request for that testing to be done for that. So who knows if, and in many other cases, in many of the other cases, they were testing for that stuff. Hmm. All right, we got Wild Man here. Come out of the bushes. Oh yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. Yeah, we showed the Latchkey Hustle had showed some footage of what looked like them coming out of like the mountain and stuff. Super weird. And tonight I spoke to someone, or actually today, who's big in this field, and they were telling me some of their orb experiences. And yes, the talks of things coming in and out of the ground came up. Fascinating stuff. What's up, Hillbilly? Cheers, man. Yeah, glad you remember some of these cases. We're just kind of cruising through some of the rabbit hole I was going in through earlier. Richard feels like we should be discussing vampires and soul stealers. Well, maybe it's time for Richard to start a show. Let's see. Whoops. And I had pulled up a few other things related to all this. Let's see. Map. We did that. Then, in case anyone doesn't know about the smiley face situation, here's a small little. You could always Google it yourself, it'll pop up. So, yeah, again, I recommend checking out that paranormal files if you want to know more about these cases. They also do this, what is it called? The Estes method to get some of their information and stuff. And I found that very fascinating. I'd seen them do that in other cases that they've investigated, and I feel that there's definitely something to that. There's been times I've heard where uh, sometimes law enforcement will outsource to like a psychic and use their help in certain cases, and yeah, I think that's a good way to go in certain situations, especially when you're stuck. I think those types of things, if the person's legit, could definitely help out. And so these guys, doing their own thing, I wouldn't be surprised if they'd get information and greeting Sharon. And who knows, maybe they might be able to bring something new to these cases. And we're talking paranormal files on YouTube. I pulled them up. Let's see. Yeah, anyone else check out anything exciting today? Anything we should be checking out? I'm always interested, especially if it's something good. So that's it there. And yeah, maybe some of you might think this is a little too mainstream, but whatever they're doing, they got their investigations rocking. And I think it's pretty cool. Sometimes his mom joins him on some of the investigations. And Wildman says he remembers I had documented a structure like this before. All right, sharing some links there. I'll have to check that out. Hello, Sharon. Are you I wonder what Sharon that is. Is it Sharon from Belgium? Greetings, Daisy. What's up from Canada? Yeah, tonight we just kind of went through the Smiley case, Smiley, the Smiley face. Very, very briefly though. It just there's so many of those cases that you could go in on, and it would be cool to do that in the future. But yeah, that's what I had for tonight. Anyone else got anything? I'll be checking that out, Sovereign. Let's see, I got a little video too, little fast mover video. Let's peep that while we're hanging out here. Actually, got several videos lined up. Was gonna kind of try to do a little Bigfoot thing the other night, and left these videos running. So this was earlier today. Not sure if anyone caught those, but yeah, you got a few objects zipping by there. And who knows, maybe later I might do a little breakdown. Yeah, I'm not sure if that's a medical chopper or what. It definitely chops different than the typical news choppers or your law enforcement choppers. Has a different chop to it. And something about that helicopter, the times that I do record them when they go by, yeah, they usually have these little anomalies going by it. So I think they like that chopper. Let's see, Wild Man here. They are zipping by sounds by these. Oh, we're way up on the chat. Here we go. You photoed this anomaly at my camp. Would love your thoughts on it. Yeah. All right. Let's see. Maybe I could pull that up. Oh yeah. It's not letting me on. What's up with that? You let me on. We were able to jump on last night or yesterday. I'm trying to jump on my phone here. I could always go on after and check that out, Hillbilly. But yeah, I appreciate you sharing that. And I encourage others to share any videos or pictures you got of anomalies or anything you think I should check out. And looks like he's dropping the link there again, I think. Or, oh, I hear a train way back there. So yeah, Hillbilly, bro did some shopping today and actually picked up some I think the brand is called Bear, and yeah, they make some pretty cool rigs, and some of it's for dabbing. And yeah, he picked up this particular rig with I forget what you call it, but it's like a almost like a little coin, a glass coin that you use, and then I believe it has like a slurper. Or he was mentioning several things, but I forgot to show that. Maybe tomorrow we'll be able to show some of the new merch we got in. And the chat is stuck. Everyone probably fell asleep. That's good. If I could help you get some rest, well, we'll go ahead and wrap it up here. Why not let you all get some rest? Hopefully, you check something else out and won't have this on your mind before going to sleep. And yeah, I want to wish you all good night, good morning, and thank you for hanging out. And we're going to continue doing this because I got charged for the full package of this software I'm using, which I was only trying to, I wasn't trying to pay for all of it at once, but damn it, it charged me. And so that was a kick in the wallet. And it's going to be a setback for BD, going to have to bounce back. Oh, man. Anyway, I could go on about things like that, but I won't. Yeah, Sovereign salute. Thanks for tapping in, bro. This is just a shorty. Hopefully, man, one of these times you'll be able to jump on. I could always post a link in the chat if you want to jump in. You don't have to show your face. You could maybe disguise your voice, whatever we need to do. But yeah, it would be good to get you on here just so I could bounce back off of someone and in the voice too. So it's 10 a.m. here. Have a blessed rest of your day, Sharon. Thank you for stopping by. And yeah, we'll be in touch, folks. God willing, we all have another day. And yeah, should be live at the shop. Butcher should be back uh, chopping it up, doing his thing there. So we'll be tapping in with him. And we'll be tapping in with you folks. So stay tuned. And we'll see you soon.